The Indominus Rex and the Black Indominus Rex were hybrid dinosaurs hatched in Jurassic World in 2012. Now yes, these Indominus Rexes are both canon to the Jurassic World franchise, but very little is known about the Black Indominus Rex. Few details have been disclosed, however it is known that the claws are already fully developed at the point of hatching. So what did actually happen to that second Indominus Rex, where they kept its existence completely secret to the outside world? The only official information we have is that it allegedly died during the initial stages of hatching by it being eaten alive by its other sibling, but this is only alleged. There are numerous things which actually could have happened to that Black Indominus Rex, and what would have happened if it was still in Jurassic World in 2015. We could have seen a complete change in story for Jurassic World. Would the incident even have happened, or would it have been an even worse catastrophe than it already was in 2015? Imagine 2 Indominus Rexes loose on the island. So let's dig in. So we already know a lot about the adolescent stages of the white Indominus Rex, although we haven't seen one at full adulthood. Although it is unlikely that the black and white Indominus would differ in any type of abilities because they were made with the same genome. But again, this is unknown. They could have completely different abilities at the adult stage. Now, one of the reports suggests that the white Indominus actually ate her sibling at birth, but this is incorrect. The 2 species were moved to Paddock 11 sometime prior to 2014, but that would have been 2 years after the initial hatching, so they would have been near enough at adolescent stage then, and quite big. And the only official information we have is one of the 2 species was cannibalized by its sibling prior to November 2014, and on December 22nd, 2015, the surviving Indominus escaped confinement. The original animal was then later killed by the Mosasaurus, and the park was closed down, with all assets seized by the US government very shortly after the incident. Now, we all know the shady goings on in Jurassic World, especially with Hoskins having a deal with Henry Wu, them creating hybrids in secret such as the Scorpius Rex. It is quite possible that that Black Indominus could have been used somewhere else, or even taken to a secret military facility, but we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about the Black Indominus and how it could have changed the Jurassic World's outcome, for better or for worse. Let's say that the 2 Indominuses lived harmoniously together in Paddock 11. That would mean that the both Indominuses would develop social skills which the original white Indominus lacked, which then led her to go on a rampage in Jurassic World. Imagine they did develop them social skills. Would that have stopped them from escaping the paddock, or would it have just made them a lot worse? Let's think of where the Indominus was able to befriend the pack of velociraptors. Would the 2 Indominuses, the black and the white, create their own pack and be even more devious in their escaping plans? Because let's face it, if there were 2 Indominuses loose on Isla Nublar, the other dinosaurs would not have a chance. If we look at the end battle scene with Rexy and Blue taking on the Indominus, they only just about won, and that was 2-on-1. Imagine they had to face 2 Indominuses. There would be absolutely no chance there would be any other dinosaur winning that battle. A pack of Indominuses would make quick work of anything alive on that island. With the intelligence levels displayed as well, they could easily set ambushes for any type of prey, human or animal, especially with their camouflage genome, which would make them near enough invisible to any type of naked eye. The one Indominus could be sat in wait, fully camouflaged, while the other Indominus drives his prey into that ambush scenario where there would be complete carnage. I couldn't imagine any type of dinosaur or person on that island surviving anything. It's already proven that the Indominus was able to take on the pack of the ACU unit and come out on top. We also know that InGen's rival company Manticore was highly interested in Indominus Rex, which they had learned about from a corporate spy called Eddie who worked with on Doctor Who. On December the 20th, 2015, they were able to acquire genome data on that animal thanks to a second corporate spy named Sammy Gutierrez, all while as InGen was operating Jurassic World. Manticore was running their own facility in parallel on Manticore Island. So could it be that there is actually another Indominus Rex out there in the world at this given time? Maybe the Black Indominus Rex did not die and was actually stolen or taken to another facility or even sold off. Dr. Henry Wu was involved in so many different projects and scandals that it could have quite easily happened. Despite having acquired the genomic data necessary to replicate Dr. Wu's research, Manticore is not believed to have yet followed through. It's hard to determine how the two Indominuses would interact with each other, as only two of the animal were ever created, so the full extent of their social behaviour cannot be determined. At some point before the species was first hinted at in November 2014, one of the specimens had been killed and cannibalised, or so we're led to believe. This is also quite strange because we do know, however, that it is known to socialise, and we've seen it socialise with velociraptors, so as long as the raptors behave in a subordinate manner, there would have been no issue. So this raises more questions. It's quite obvious that the Indominus was a social animal, but wasn't with his own species. It's conflicting behaviours right here. It could also be that the two Indominuses were totally different in abilities and social status, because as you see from the start, the one hatchling aggressively broke out of his shell, where the second hatchling could be seen pushing its eggshell from the inside, failing to break it open immediately while making cooing sounds, whereas the first hatchling was making hissing and growling noises, showing clear signs of different behaviour from the start. After it hatched, the Indominus demonstrated virtually all the traits that Wu had predicted it would exhibit, meaning that he had succeeded in not only identifying the functions of every gene he had utilised, but also in learning how to incorporate them into the genome of another animal while maintaining their functions. So that does suggest that the black Indominus would have the same abilities as the white Indominus, so it does suggest that the only difference would be that personality, which we have seen slightly demonstrated in the hatching scene, but again, very little is known or documented. Even the CEO was not aware of the existence of the Indominus Rex at all. Not even the second Indominus Rex he was aware of. So you imagine if they cannot tell their own CEO that there was a second Indominus, this shows that there are definitely some shady goings on behind the scenes. InGen Security, led at the time by former American security contractor Vis Hoskins, also intended to use it to test the concept of military bioengineering, especially with financial backing from the Lockwood Foundation manager Eli Mills. The Indominus Rex genome was constructed then by Dr. Henry Wu. So was the black Indominus Rex really eaten alive by his sibling, or was it sold off to some other company or transported to other company and then covered up by all the other ingoings and outgoings on at Jurassic World? Because the existence of two Indominus Rexes in the same paddock, especially if they had them social skills which were displayed with the velociraptors, could indicate that they could have formed a pack which would have been unbreakable if they had escaped in Jurassic World. They would have easily been able to take on anything which was thrown at them, and they would have had a hard job taking them or bringing them back into their paddocks, let alone taking them down. They would have slaughtered any known and notable animal on the island, including Rexy and including Blue. There would have been no way them events would have even panned out in Jurassic World. We wouldn't have even seen a Rexy versus Indominus fight, because the chances are they would have laid a trap or even 2-on-1'd her. It would have been complete carnage. That black and white Indominus would have completely decimated everything. The actions of the Indominus also led directly to the closure of Jurassic World, though this was chiefly spurred on by the heavily publicised pterosaur attack on Main Street, the death of CEO Simon Masrani, closure of its world-famous theme park, and the loss of Henry Wu as a company asset caused unprecedented financial troubles for Masrani Global that would impact for the foreseeable future. The Indominus was clearly self-aware and had its own perception of our world. After killing and eating her sibling, allegedly, the Indominus's world was defined by solitude within Paddock 11 and was quite a sad story. But was it there because it killed its sibling, or was the sibling taken away from her? That is something we will never really know, and only have the official report which says she killed her sibling and was then left in solitary confinement for a number of years. Well, I'll let you be the judge of what actually happened. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment and let me know your thoughts and feelings below, because I will read and reply to nearly every comment. I'd like to thank my Patreons and YouTube members, so thank you guys for supporting the video, and don't forget to go and check out all my other videos on the channel. Plenty of stories on there which you will enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers now, bye bye.